Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 3, episode 8.
Correct.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's episode 8. I just need to check. My notes were all weird, but it's fine. We got it. Quick housekeeping. We are on the Geek Nerdy Podcast Network. Check us out there. We can also be found on Amazon Music now. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review us. We have nothing new to share. We prefer 5 stars, but on a podcast recently, I heard like they got a bunch of bad ones, and someone was like, well, these people don't pay my bills, so I don't care. And like, kind of, I resonate with it because I do cry about the bad reviews. So like, if you could just
I feel like
I don't know.
we haven't even really got a bad one.
Yeah, but like the one bad one we've gotten, I still remember exactly what they said. So if you could please send me 5-star ones that I can think about, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Also, be sure to join our Facebook group, same name as the podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. And join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. Blah, 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 blah. It wasn't pulled up because I had to make sure that we still had our patrons ready to announce. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. It's loading. Sorry, my Wi-Fi sucks. I live in an apartment. Sorry. There we go. Okay. For $1 a month, you can get access to all of our pre-show catch-ups where Meredith and I talk about literally anything. They're getting kind of weird.
This one.
They're getting kind of weird.
Sometimes I wonder how did we get there? We really eased into this talk this week.
Yeah. I don't know. It was great. It came full loop around though. That's whatever. And you'll also get access to any episodes we record early. So today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Hello from mid-January. You are listening to this probably in May.
April? I think we're still in
April. It's still April. May,
spring.
Hey, spring. Hopefully in the future, there's a lot of different things happening. So I can wear some makeup. If you listen to the pre-show, you'll get it. But if you don't, then sorry. But yeah, so you could have been listening to this like 3 months earlier and you didn't.
But you can still listen to some early. So just join now.
Yeah. By the time you're listening to this, we probably have a bunch of other shit on the Patreon. So you might want to join. But then for $2 a month, you'll get access to everything I just mentioned, plus access to our after show, which is where Meredith and I do spoilers and Vanderpump news because we are making this podcast spoiler free. But Meredith and I, of course, know what has happened already in the Vanderpump universe. So that's where you can hear our thoughts on up-to-date news. Also, we will say your name on the podcast. So first and foremost, we have our girl, Jackie.
Love.
And then we have our girl, Mariah.
Love.
And then we have our girl, Tracy.
Love.
Hey, guys.
Our trio.
We're
a group of 5 now.
Oh, my God. We started as 2. And
we
then
have a girl gang.
3, and then 4
we have a girl gang.
Oh, my God. Okay, and then for $5 a month, you will get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you'll get to ask us questions for our after show. We have a few from Jackie this week because she is our only $5 a month patron, which is fine. We totally 100% appreciate her. And honestly, we're just asking for $1 at minimum. So it's
$1 is all it takes to get
some
content early.
Yes.
Extra other podcast content early.
Ooh, that's true.
I think by now we have like
a lot of
6 seasons, of different shows.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Whole catalog.
Let me tell you about that because I always forget. So we will have up on the Patreon right now, we have our show One Season Wonders where Meredith and I review a show that only had 1 season. Because why not? And we did NYC Prep, which is a Bravo show.
And I think by now we'll have 2 other seasons up there.
Ooh, oh my God, you guys, you have to join. We haven't even done them yet. But now we had when you're listening to them. It's amazing how today's
world. We have done them.
Also, go check out our House podcast called Summer is Fun. I think the season would still probably be airing when you're listening to this.
I think we're about to wrap it up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. April. Yeah, maybe. So Summer House is airing season 5 live. So we are doing a podcast for that. We will also be going back and reviewing seasons 1 through 4. We'll probably do those faster than once a week too. So
yeah, I
those
think
will also
honestly,
be on
season 1 and 2 might be at least being posted soon.
Oh my God, you guys, we're doing so many podcasts I didn't know about. We're doing so much. Also, going back to $5 a month. This was a little messy, but we pick a patron of the episode, which, because we have one, it is still Jackie. So, hey, Jackie, how's it going?
Hey, girl, hey.
Sorry, this was really out of whack. I'm going to revamp the Patreon just to make sure I get everything together. But yeah, 1000% amazing.
Sounds great.
Ooh, okay. Lots of stuff from Jackie. Sorry. Okay. It's time to go into the podcast. It's time.
Let's do it. Tell me what happened last episode.
I will in a second because my notes are all fucked
You're
up.
a mess.
It's more because I'm not at my normal spot because my roommate's working. Yeah, my roommate's working, so I don't have 2 screens, which is making this very hard, but I just got out my notes. Okay, previously on VPR, Vale, the new girl, got hired and she was warned about Jax by everyone. We had Gay Pride Parade and Sir did not have a great Gay Pride day. It was very sad. Kristen went back to Tom's apartment in that green dress and high heels, and she left crying again. Jax is causing a lot of problems between Tom and Katie, and Stassi is really pushing to get Jax out of their lives. So we shall see. So we open up at Villa Blanca. Sorry, Villa Blanca? Villa Blanca, sorry.
We haven't been to Villa Blanca in a while.
I know. Well, Lisa's been spending a lot of time at Pump. It's time for her to get back to her 2 other restaurants. So at Villa Blanca, I don't know why I'm so American today. At Villa Blanca, we are revamping the menu. And just as Lisa's finishing up and leaving, she sees Jax at the bar.
I love this. He had a doctor's appointment. Might as well stop by for that employee discount.
Yeah, hilarious. But he does bring up Vale. I don't know why. I don't know what the point is to bring up Vale. He's like, hey, you hired that new girl Vale. And Lisa's like, I
know.
She's too nice for you. We know what you're getting at.
Yeah, leave her alone.
When your friend has a crush on someone that you're like, he's not good for you. And then your friend brings him up again and again. And you're like, I know what you're getting at. I'm not going to change my mind. So I think he's kind of asking for Lisa's blessing to be like, she'd be really good for you. And Lisa's like, no.
Well, it's also, he hasn't told anybody he specifically likes Vale. So he thinks he's being nonchalant about this, but it's literally a spotlight that he likes her and wants to sleep with her. He won't stop bringing it up.
No, and he won't leave her alone. And then that's when Jax is like, I'm not trying to get in her pants or anything. And Lisa's like, okay. You trying to get into it seems like everyone Lisa hires, Jax is trying to get in their pants. Which, whatever. But
especially if they're blonde and pretty.
Specifically if they're, Kristen.
No, blonde and pretty.
That's not Kristen?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because he slept with Kristen.
He did sleep with Kristen.
Yeah, but she's
not pretty. She's definitely not
new. The new blonde and pretty girls.
Newbies. Okay. Then we go to the beer garden where Kristen and James are chilling, and then Scheana and Shay show up. It's like this fun double date that they decide to do all the time. And Scheana and Shay go to get food super quick. So Kristen and James are sitting there wondering if they are invited to Miami because they were invited to the joint bachelorette party, but then they weren't invited because of the whole Tom and James fighting thing. And obviously Tom gets invited over James because of Ariana. And so Kristen just thinks it makes no sense. And I think it makes sense. So I don't know if I'm crazy.
No, it makes valid sense, but it is a little wishy-washy because when they were kind of uninvited, Scheana just said she needs to take a step back. So and it was in a general sense about things about the wedding. So I think they want more clarification if Miami is included or if things have gotten better enough that they can be re-invited.
Oh, I totally assumed there was like a separate, because knowing Kristen, she's probably like, what about Miami? And I assumed Scheana and she had like a separate convo.
I didn't
like,
get that
not
vibe.
Right now.
Because remember after the birthday party, Scheana talked to Kristen and said like,
yeah.
You got to stop coming to stuff.
Yeah, I 100% remember. I just figured there was like another conversation about it that was maybe like, I'll think about it or figure it out or we'll see where we are.
So but probably this is the see where you are.
So Scheana and Shay come back and I love Scheana. She's like, I'm so hungover. I got this cider and this whole pretzel, but please be sure to eat this pretzel because I'm not going to eat all of it. And I was sitting there and I was like, if I was even not hungover, I would eat that whole pretzel. What are you talking about? If I was hungover, I'd eat 7 pretzels.
Honestly.
These are the girls I hate where they're like, I'm so hungover, but like, I'll just have 1 French fry. Just eat the damn pretzel, Scheana.
Don't touch my food.
Just eat it. Oh, so James and Scheana are working on a new song.
This is exciting.
Yeah, and James is like, I'm cheaper and better than the last shitty producer, which I don't know if he's talking about Good as Gold, but that was a lit-ass song, James.
I kind of agree with him. He's going to be cheaper because, let's be honest, it's not like he has too much to his name.
He is going to be cheaper, but what is Scheana's most popular song?
Because we're good as
gold.
Gold.
I love it. So then Kristen just straight up is like, what's going on with Miami? And separately in her interview, Kristen says that Scheana always takes advantage of her. Like when she needs James to make a track, Sheena's her best friend, but like, you know, Sheena's all wishy-washy in their friendship.
Do you think Sheena's taking advantage of Kristen?
I think Kristen has no other friends. So I think Scheana can take advantage of Kristen.
I think a little bit. This is like being like Kristen is being Sheena's friend. I don't think there's any really taking advantage. Like, Kristen, you don't have any other friends. I think I'm being your friend. Yeah. That doesn't mean you like have to like do this music thing with me, but if it naturally happens.
Yeah, I think more of the issue is Sheena's in a tough position because she's best friends with Ariana, and then you have Kristen. So maybe it's more of like Scheana is Kristen's best friend, but Kristen is not Sheena's best friend. So Kristen's like, well, I put in all this effort into this friendship. And it's like, well, you have nowhere else to put your effort. So
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I was like, maybe a little bit, but honestly, it's fine. And Scheana says she doesn't think it's like separately. She's like, I don't think Kristen would come because it would be really uncomfortable. But also, she's like a loose cannon.
She says that to Kristen, though. She says, like, I just think you'll be uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
But separately, in her interview, Scheana says she wants Kristen to realize on her own that she shouldn't come.
I think that's a really good way of saying, like if I'm Kristen, I get the hint then of like someone doesn't want me to come if they're like, I just think you
would. Kristen doesn't pick up this hint.
No, not even a little bit. Also, Ariana gets priority because she's a bridesmaid. So I think Sheena's really pushing that Kristen probably shouldn't come.
Yeah, but like somebody like Kristen, you can see she doesn't just understand these types of things. You've got to be very direct. Yeah.
And I love James is like, well, fuck it then. We're going. Hell yeah.
I guess we're going. I don't mind being uncomfortable. Cool.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
But Scheana did not actually ever say yes in this conversation, which she reminds us in her interview.
Yeah, I think she's more just like, fuck it, it's fine. I'd rather that happen than like argue. It's fine. It's just kind of like we're over it.
This is where Scheana and Stassi are different, though. Scheana doesn't really want the true confrontation of this and to tell her it's not a good idea and it'll actually ruin the event if Kristen comes. Whereas Stassi gets pissed off and is like, you're not coming. This is about me. You're not screwing it up for me.
Which one are you? I think I toe the middle somewhere.
I was about to say I do too. I have the mentality of Stassi and I'm like telling myself Stassi's thing, like, fuck you, you're not coming. But I think I'm more direct than like Scheana was. I'd be like, I don't think it's a good idea for you to come in a one-on-one conversation.
But also I would feel bad if I was just like, you can't come kind of thing. Because I'd be like, you are my friend.
Yeah, I've gotten uninvited from enough things and kind of a similar, like not 100% similar things, but like I understand it so much that I don't feel too guilty. I know it sucks for them and I feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, it's about
who's throwing the party for themselves. Like,
yeah, it's about the event going well overall, no matter like what it's for, your birthday, your bachelorette, if it's for somebody else.
Well, whatever. So now we're going to go to lunch with the girls. So it's Christina, Katie, Stassi. I accidentally wrote down Scheana, but that is wrong. Scheana is not invited. It is Stassi. And then Danny and Vale show up. Okay, okay, really quick. Yes. Stassi looks tanner than she did at the beginning of the season, but this bitch has got to stop wearing white. She's got to stop. All she does is wear white this season.
It's because of her hair. White. It's not. I think you don't like it because her hair is.
It makes her look washed out. I just don't like it.
If her hair was back to the normal blonde, I don't think you would notice it as much.
At least she's tanner though, because the beginning of the season it was just constant white, and I hated it. So we're getting there, but I hate it. So Stassi. She's very excited to have lunch with Vale because she's going to teach Vale who to hate and who to like at SUR. So then they start bombarding Vale with questions, and we find out that Vale studied architecture at Princeton. Oh my God.
Everybody is shocked.
She got into acting because she was asked to do a silent film playing an architect, and then she got like a little taste of the actor life, and she really liked it. And Vale says she's happy to work at restaurants in between acting because it shows how much you want it, which I think is very, like, I kind of like that. I was like, okay, cool. Good for Vale. Like, embracing. If that's
what she has to tell herself, that works for me too. I mean, I would not be this dedicated.
I wouldn't either, but you and I also don't have the patience to, like, not succeed.
No. I can't just hope something will happen, like, 10 years from now.
Yeah, no, we don't have time for that. But I think if you really love something and you have the passion and drive to do it, then go for it. I personally need stability over passion.
Yeah. So, well, it just kind of like is an unknown. I feel like acting is an unknown until you like make it big, and I don't.
But I'm always impressed with like famous actors, especially. But anyone who's always just like, yeah, I put so much time. I was like broke, living on my car, doing this, and now like I made it. Like Ariana was doing films out of her car in Vegas when she met Tom at the Golden Nugget, and now look at her. She is living in Kristen's old apartment.
Thank God that is not my passion. I would die if I had to live out of my car.
Okay, so then they ask, what does Vale think of Jax? And Vale says he seems like a nice person, and no one can believe this. But here's the thing: Jax is like a little snake. Like you don't see him coming, and until he hurts you. So I get why Vale sees him as a nice person.
He has only been his nice version of himself to Vale. So like, she's not off base here.
We all thought Jax was a nice person. Everyone at this table, except maybe Christina Kelly. I'll give her a pass, but the rest of them,
at one point in time,
at one point, and Vale feels like after this conversation, she's being recruited to fight other people's fights, and she just wants to make her own decisions. And I get that.
I like this.
Yes, 100%. I'm this way too. I'm always like,
well, it's like, thanks for the info. I know to like keep my eyes open and maybe what to look for. But until somebody treats me bad or does something truly horrific to like my best friend, even like that, like if somebody hurts my best friend, I will still be polite to you. Like you've done nothing to me. I'm not gonna like champion you and be close friends. But like, until you've truly done something to burn a bridge with me, I won't.
But the other thing is her and Stassi are not even like that good of friends. They couldn't even remember how they met last episode. So at the same time, like Vale's probably like, okay, thank you for the info. I'll keep my pants on, but dude seems okay right now. Whatever. Okay, so now we talk about Tom Schwartz a little bit, and Katie tells Vale that Jax made up this lie that Tom had sex with a girl in Vegas, and just so Vale knows that Jax is even crappier than they've already told him. And then this is when Stassi in her confessional says that she does think that Schwartz cheated on Katie in Vegas, but Katie hasn't asked, so Stassi hasn't said anything. What do you think?
About if I think it's true or not? Or
I don't know, because
like how, like... What are you asking? If I think the rumor's true, or how I think Stassi's handling this?
At first, it was like, do you think the rumor's true? But also, I don't even want to answer that because I don't know. Like,
my gut says no. I just don't have enough. Yeah, I don't have enough information to say. I'm a person who I try and always think somebody is innocent until like proven guilty in a way.
There's proof. Yeah.
I need either really convincing gossip or legit proof.
Yeah.
And I don't have like. The gossip really isn't there for it. Like, it's Jax, and nobody else has come out and said yes to this. And just because you kiss somebody does not mean you'd sleep with them. If it was the opposite, if he had slept with the girl in Vegas, I'd be like, okay, he probably kissed the girl too, just because the other one's a bigger offense.
Yeah.
But
I think Stassi's playing it okay because she shouldn't bring it up, because Katie 10 out of 10 believes her man did not sleep with anyone in Vegas. And then you're not going to convince someone that their man didn't do, like, you know, you're in the end, you're just going to probably piss off your friend.
You'd hurt her by telling her. But usually, remember when Stassi thinks something is true, she always talks about her gut. And I think that's because whenever they're doing their interviews, Stassi knows the full truth by the time she's doing her interviews at the end of the season. Good. So her not saying like she knows it in her gut or has a gut feeling about this kind of to me tells me this isn't true.
That's true.
Just some foreshadowing on how Stassi
I don't know.
her interviews.
But the main issue is Jax anyway. It's not that Tom Schwartz cheated. It's Jax. And Christina's basically like, hey, Vale, thanks for coming to dinner with us. Hopefully you learned some lessons and we taught you right from wrong. And listen, I love the three girls, but they look like such mean girls. Like, I can't. Yeah. If I was Vale, then Christina Kelly said that to me, I would have been like, well, fuck her. Like, I don't
They're pushing their agenda way too hard. I think
way too hard.
Giving Vale the story about Jax and Tom Schwartz is good information because it's like, it's the gossip that's going around. It's something that's actually currently happening. And I think you learn more about people when they give you like stories. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting to Vale. It's not just a bashing against Jax. Like he's like a bad guy. It's look at what he actually did.
Mm-hmm. But then that whole right from wrong thing, I was like, oh God, you guys, just you.
Everybody sitting at that table is a shitty person in some way. We all are. Jax just chose his lot more.
Vale is gonna get her info from Danny, her best friend, and we didn't hear Danny say one effing thing. So you guys, just I don't know. I'm always just I hate.
No, Danny has already said like you two aren't sleeping together. Like,
yeah, she said like don't flirt with Jax, but I'm sure she's not going around being like, well, everyone here is an asshole, and like she's probably just like go to work and leave.
You kind of want to be friends with everyone. Toe the line, like walk the middle, be friends with everyone.
That's what Danny does. She's like right there in the line.
Seems like it, yeah.
Okay, then we go to Pump. Rocio brought some flowers for Lisa, and
I think this is Villa Blanca.
Nope, this is Pump.
We're back at Pump. Is this?
We are at Pump for We're getting flowers. Done. Lisa's a control freak. She wants everything done herself. Great. Okay, Katie's here. Let's get to some drama. So she sits down with Lisa and she wants to talk about Jax. And she tells Lisa the rumor that Jax made about Tom Schwartz and says that Jax crossed the line and she can never be okay with Jax. And she asks Lisa to kind of change the schedule so she'll never have to see Jax and or move him to Pump. And Lisa's like, okay, but I don't think this is the issue. I think the issue is Tom Schwartz.
Yes.
So Lisa asked the $1 million question. If Schwartz had to pick between Jax or Katie, who would he pick? And Katie says he'd probably choose Jax, which is just the saddest fucking thing in the world.
If you actually say that, like, I don't like that.
But like, okay, I think it's hard because we're single. Because, like, if someone right now was like, pick your future boyfriend or your best friend, I'd be like, my best friend, hands down. But.
Yeah, but if you're in a 4-year relationship.
If I'm in a 4-year relationship and their best friend did something to hurt me and hurt our relationship.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I'd want him to pick me.
If I was dating someone for 4 years and they picked their best friend or I picked my best friend over them,
that's some bullshit.
Because at that point, you should kind of be like, best friends too. Like,
that's true. I forget it's 4 years.
That's fucked
I'm thinking
up.
like my boyfriend tomorrow, and I'm like, yeah, I'd still pick my best
Neither
friend.
you or the friend are the one who presented, like, made the ultimatum, because we talked about this last episode. If you're the one giving the ultimatum, I'd be like, F you.
Yeah, you're dead. Yeah.
The other one.
Dead in the water. But okay, so it's very sad. And Lisa's basically like, you're the one sleeping with him every night. You should be the priority. And Katie's like, yeah, but this is the man I want to marry.
No, I would never want to marry someone who doesn't pick me.
Me neither. Like, this is the dude I gotta share my assets with? You better
This is not a good sign to me.
Bro, if we're gonna buy a house together,
that means you want someone, not Tom specifically. You just want to be with someone. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to accept this type of behavior, I don't like that.
I think the problem is Katie would pick him first, so it's hard to almost break it, you know?
I don't think Tom would actually pick, to be honest.
No, he would never. He would somehow.
He doesn't like confrontation. No, yeah, he would just be like, "Why are we doing this, Bubba?
Bubba, I love you. I love you, Bubba."
I don't think he would actually pick Jax. Yeah. I wouldn't want somebody who can't pick me, though.
Pick me, yeah. So then Lisa's like, second $1 million question. Have you thought maybe he's not the person you're going to marry? And Katie's like, yeah, I'm thinking about that right now. And Lisa's like, okay, the main issue is not Jax. It's that Schwartz is letting Katie down. Yes. Katie's trying to be mature about it, but she's hurting a lot. So something's got to give. And then Katie starts crying and my whole heart just like bleeds so much sadness for this girl.
This is where I do love Lisa's relationship with her staff. She is a mom to them. Like, she's a guidance for them to figure out things going on in their lives.
Yeah. And this one, Lisa, I really like this quote, is sometimes we know what to do, but we just don't want to do it. And I get that.
I think that's a lot of times girls in relationships.
Yeah. And then Katie says she's scared to find out what Tom wants because maybe he won't want her. And I think that's really scary, but I think you need to find that out then, because if he doesn't want you, you deserve someone who does want you.
Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't want you, doesn't want to pick you?
The problem is she doesn't know. She's like,
I know.
There hasn't been this conversation
girls,
yet.
like, I'm just speaking for the female population, because this does happen a lot, is when you don't want to find out because you're scared of the answer.
You're scared of the answer.
Because you want, like, Katie wants him, but like you said, and what if he doesn't want her back?
Oh, it's so sad. Send an email. Just be like, email.
This is why I don't date.
Listen to Meredith and I dating lives on the pre-show. So now we're at James's apartment. Scheana's on her way. I literally wrote down, I go, who's this random guy on the bed? Oh my God, it's Russell, the creepy manager. It's Russell. Whoa. They put Russell, Scheana's manager. And I was
did not catch that.
I thought he was the producer. I thought he was the shitty producer. I don't know. But this is the same dude that was like, Shay, you make her do that. Giggle in bed.
Stop. Why are you being so creepy?
Oh, I hate Russell. Okay, so so Scheana shows up. They're gonna listen to the new song that James made. I knew exactly what song it was. Did you? Before they played it, I knew exactly what song it was. Oh my God, this is my second favorite Scheana song. It is a jam.
Well, hold up, because Sheena's a little worried. She gave James very specific information of what she wanted. She didn't want to really sing a lot. She wanted to rap, and she wanted something they could play in the clubs and people could enjoy.
And the horn. She wanted some horn.
Yes, that's true.
So then they play Sheena's favorite song or famous song, "Shake That," and I'm telling you guys, go look it up. It's awesome. I think the Daily Dish Bravo podcast has as their opening song. It is that good. Yeah, it's a very good song. Sheena's dancing to it. So weird. So she does her rap, right? She's like, in the club. Da-da-da-da. I don't know the words, but she's like rapping. And then after she's like, shake that, and just starts jamming.
That's all Scheana wants. She wants to basically be able to twerk and booty pop.
I hate. But it's a jam. I cannot stress that enough. But Okay, then we sit down there. They name the song. Russell's like, love it. I don't know if Russell's still here for like the chats we're about to have, but goodbye, Russell. But now they're all sitting around talking, and Scheana's bitching about how no one knows how to send an RSVP back. Oh, the horror.
I can't imagine planning a wedding. This sounds like a nightmare.
No, nightmare. So then Tom Sandoval calls, and Scheana, of course, puts it on speaker for Jim.
I love how okay, I don't know if you've seen that recent trend going around Instagram where it's like, tell me you're this without like telling me you're that.
Yeah.
Basically, tell me you're a reality TV star without actually telling me. And I put every conversation on speakerphone.
On speaker. It doesn't matter who I'm with. Oh my God, nightmare. But so Tom invites Scheana to stop by because Jax and Tiffany broke up. And Scheana was like, yeah, I know. He texted me about it. And Tom Sandoval's like, he also texted me about it. And then Kristen later says that he texted her about it. So Jax let everyone know.
We know Jax at least texted 3 people at this point that he broke up with Tiffany, but he's going over to Sandoval's, and Scheana and Tom are going to support Jax.
Yeah. Scheana loves Jax. She's going to rally because that's what friends do.
Scheana's a good friend. Scheana is a good friend. Like, think she went to the nose job moment.
She's a guy's girl. She's a guy's girl.
She's not. She's a true girl's girl because she does all this dumbass support crap.
Yeah. So, then eventually we hang up with Tom Sandoval, and James says that he and Tom need to have a discussion before Miami. And I agree. I was like, good for James. We're going to have a discussion before we are all forced to hang out together in a different state. Great. Love it. But then James says he doesn't understand how Tom can forgive Jax, but not forgive him. And that's where I was like, oh, he's not going to go into this conversation correct.
But also, you don't get to decide how other people forgive people. And one happened way before the other.
Yeah. And also, Jax and Tom have so much history.
There are just so many layers to the why. I don't think Jax should have been forgiven like he has, but that's not my friendship. It's not my choice.
It's not your place to. Also, James is still with Kristen, which I think is a big problem.
And
Kristen's a psychopath.
We don't know. One of the biggest things I feel like Sandoval is pissed about is the sleep, like having sex on his bed.
In his bed.
Yeah, and so if you haven't like apologized
on his couch.
Okay, neither is good. But if you haven't apologized for anything, why is he supposed to forgive you?
That's true. Well, now we're gonna go to couples therapy with the Bubbas. I'm just gonna call them the Bubbas because it's cute, and I think that's what they're known as eventually. So, Schwartz says therapy was always kind of a last resort for him, but Katie wants to go, so he's down to figure it out. But he immediately starts kind of taking it as a joke. And I get people who have never been to therapy are probably very uncomfortable. I'm sure I was at first too. But bitch, you gotta tell the truth in therapy or you're not gonna get anything out of it.
I get the opening joke because I feel like that's how a lot of people break the ice. I feel like I would do this if I'd never gone to therapy and I was in couples therapy. I feel like I need to like tell a joke to.
It's almost though like sadder because like Katie's there not joking and it's just like, oh, it didn't land. Yeah. It didn't land at all. But so Katie tells the therapist they want to rebuild and reinvest in the relationship, but they struggle. They almost broke up. There's a lot of resentment. And
Tom really isn't confrontational, which is, I think, the main problem with dealing with Jax. But Katie, like, anytime she expresses stuff, she feels like it falls on deaf ears with Tom.
Yeah, like, he's not really trying to work through it. But Schwartz says he loves Katie and he takes her for granted. And there is a barrier from the past. And he does feel like he needs to hide things from her. I think that's because of his friends. I think he's associating with people who hide things from their girlfriends. So he feels like I should hide from my, yes. I 1,000% think that's Jackson Sandoval. Being like, we're not going to say anything. But if we've learned anything from the past 2 seasons, these dudes cannot keep a goddamn secret. Everything fucking comes out all the time. So,
well, he probably has had to keep secrets, like his friends' secrets. Yes. Which then in turn he does keep from Katie. And then he probably started doing that so much, then he kept his own secrets too.
Yeah. So he does say, you know, he made out with a girl. I just want to say really quick, Katie looks fucking amazing at therapy.
Her hair looks so silky.
Tom Schwartz should be scared to lose her. She looks good. But okay. Katie says they're very reasonable people and they can talk out their issues, which I agree. Also, their relationship is in a rut. She feels forms of insecurity in the relationship because they don't have sex, and she misses being desired. And I was like, oh my God.
I know.
I love you.
You can see this, like, there are multiple layers to this problem, and since they can communicate, that's why it hasn't become a huge blow up fight. It's just like littler fights, and I think hopefully they stick with therapy because it sounds like there's different roots of this that in a sense they haven't been having sex. Katie doesn't feel desired, so if Tom also doesn't feel that way or isn't getting it, that maybe that's why when he gets shit-faced and his guard goes down, like he just wants something.
And remember what Katie said when he first was like, I did make out with that girl, and she was like, you made out with her in front of everyone you know, and you don't even like to kiss me in public. And I felt just like, I felt sad, and this is, I think, another like moment of that.
Other level, not even. It's about like the intimacy of something that you won't even do with me.
Yeah. So Schwartz says he feels terrible. He's trying to make an effort, and he wants to be more intimate. And as bad as it sounds, or as bad as it is, he feels like this situation has made the relationship stronger. And I think in a sense it is, because now they're talking out all their small issues and they're realizing, oh, Katie doesn't feel desired and Schwartz felt really insecure and he has these barriers. So now we can start from there and like work through it.
And like they can talk to each other. So if like things come up in the future, hopefully they feel like they have an open communication, actually bring these things up before they kind of build.
And Schwartz loves therapy at the end of this, which I don't know anyone who doesn't love therapy. I love therapy.
I don't understand why more people don't do it. I look at it as preventative, like some maintenance on your life.
Yeah. It's someone you can just like vent to and get it all out, and like they can give you solid advice without judging you. Oh, I love it.
I need to get a new therapist. Speaking of.
Was there anything else in the therapy room?
No, just that I want to go.
Because I kind of zoned out at the end and I put a note and I was like zoned out. But then I caught them while they were in the parking lot.
No.
And so they leave and Schwartz is like, so you want to go have sex? And Katie's like, Schwartz goes, we'll make out and see what happens from there, which I think is cute. They're like making jokes. They're like, it's fun.
But like, how do you start having sex? Like, I feel like it'd be awkward.
That's when what do you mean?
Like if you hadn't had, like, say they hadn't had sex in a year, I feel like you'd have
not had a relationship like that. Oh my God.
I feel like you'd like have to like go on a date, kind of get drunk and like, it's like the first time again.
Ooh, he should cook her dinner and have some wine there so then they can get drunk and then they'll be like, dun dun dun.
Feeling themselves.
Because if they go out, when they get back, they might have already hit their wall. So this is like immediate drunk sex. Fun. Maybe Katie can wear some lingerie, spice it up a little bit. We should be couple sex
so
therapists.
Awkward. We have great advice for like guys.
Here's what you could do. Okay, now we're at Tom Sandoval's apartment. We are drinking. Sheena's there. We're gonna help Tom get some nail polish off. Jax walks in. He is so depressed. Him and Tiff broke up.
No, he says they didn't break up.
Yeah. That was it. I was like, him and Tiff. But he walks in depressed, right? And we're all thinking, him and Tiff broke up.
He walks in and sits down and they're like, hey, how are you? And he's like, we got into a fight. And they're like, yeah, and you guys broke up. And he's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, we're just trying to figure this whole thing out. And they're like, but you texted everyone that you broke up.
Text was like, very clear. And they, in the interviews, Tom Sandoval and Scheana both read off the exact text they got. We broke up.
Tiffany and I broke up. So like there was no confusion. So Jax went down to San Diego to see Tiffany.
Why is she in San Diego? I thought she was in Vegas.
Maybe she's working in San Diego because she travels a lot for work. So I assumed she was working in San Diego. This is what I assumed because the story was he went to San Diego to see Tiffany. She was iffy to see Jax. They had drinks and talked things out and now they're like fine. So I think she was working in San Diego. He was like, oh my God, you're in California. I'm going to come see you. And she's like, I'm working. And it sounds like she does like club promoting. So at night she has to work.
Yeah.
And Jax is like, oh, why don't you want to hang out? And she's literally like, I'm working. But then they got drinks and talked it out and it's fine now.
Jax probably thought the like
she
rejection.
doesn't want to see me. She's cheating on me, and she doesn't want me. And we
maybe not cheating on me, but we're done because he doesn't know how to do real relationships.
And Jax is like, it's so hard to like date out of state. And Scheana's like, yeah, but like luckily she's only 4 hours away, so it's like not that bad. Which I agree. It's like not too bad. It's 4 hours.
No, it's doable.
It's like college, like when you're dating someone in high school and then you like go to separate colleges, okay? Like 4 hours is not that bad.
If it's drivable, you can make it work. I think it's dumb to do long distance, but this is a doable version. But the best part is that next, Jax gets a call. Of course, they put it on speakerphone, obviously.
I love it.
And it's Vale asking how he is about his breakup. And Scheana and Tom are so confused as why Vale knows about this. But Jax doesn't really want to talk about it, so he's like, let's get coffee to discuss.
Yeah, they hang up, and then Jax is like, how do people know that I broke up with Tiffany? And they're like, you text people. Like,
everyone.
What do you mean, how do people know? We all got the text.
Like, and even Kristen got the text.
And he's like, but how would Vale have known? Oh, I don't know. There's no way Vale would have known, right?
Yeah, I didn't tell her. Did you guys tell her?
Yeah, but then Jax says again, he's not trying to bang Vale. It's like laughable at this point that he keeps saying this. But Scheana, then we're gonna switch the subject because the new mystery is, how does Vale know about Tiffany and Jax? We'll find out. But then Scheana tells Tom that James wants to talk to him. And Tom is basically like, I don't really want to, because he bothers me. And also, I don't know why he's bitching about me being friends with Jax.
Dating the most destructive person in my life. I don't want to deal with him. I'm good. I'm good with just like being. Sandoval's not like looking to fight him. He doesn't ever talk about James, let's be honest.
No. Well, then, okay, yeah, he's like, James bothers me because he's dating Kristen. And Scheana's like, well, it bothers Kristen that you're dating Ariana. And Tom's like, no, it's different because I didn't bang Ariana in Kristen's bed. So it's like kind of different. It's not the same situation, which I agree. And then really quick.
I don't think Sandoval truly cares that James is dating Kristen, but he doesn't want to be friends with him if he's dating Kristen.
Yeah, if he's dating Kristen. But that's when Scheana was like, well, it bothers Kristen that you're dating Ariana. And that's when I was like, it's very different, Scheana. You are crazy like Kristen. It is not
Kristen's
the same
not
thing.
Trying to be friends with Ariana, though. That's
and then Jax,
the difference.
They start talking about how, like, it's a different thing because Kristen fucked Jax right on this couch. And Jax is like, Jax is like, can we not talk about this?
It's like, shit, I thought we were past this all. While they're all sitting on the couch, they always discuss it while like people are sitting on the couch.
Yeah, Scheana's like, is it this couch? And Tom's like, of course it's this couch.
He's like, I cleaned it twice, though, don't worry.
The way he said it to this, he is a actor to a T, because he goes, of course it's this couch. Like, he could have said, of course it's not this couch. Like, of course, it's not of course it's this couch. Like, that wasn't the of course. Because in my mind, if my boyfriend fucks someone on my couch, I get rid of that couch. So of course I got a new couch.
No, it's the same couch.
I know, but he said it as if like, duh, it's this couch. Why would I have gotten a new couch?
Because they're like, poor. Of course it's this couch.
Of course nothing.
Yes, like, of course it's this
instead of saying of course, he should have said sadly it's this couch.
That's true.
Unfortunately it's this couch.
Is that called a preposition? No.
A different beginning.
Those types of words. Yeah.
I don't know. We graduated already. We don't have to be smart anymore.
It's not a preposition because that's like bye.
Okay.
Anyways. I was said math.
Now we're at Sir. Peter's here. He tells Lisa that we have 400 reservations. He's really nervous, but don't worry, Peter, you'll get through it. I know it. But then what he's not going to get through is how badly these glasses were steamed. Okay, who's fucking doing this shit?
Wow, only 2 out of 6 looked good. We got some shitty flowers on the table.
Fire them. Who did this, Peter? But then Katie comes through. So Katie talks to Lisa about how she had a breakthrough with Tom, and like we're all so happy, hooray, it's great.
These people put Band-Aids on bullet wounds and say like, I had a breakthrough with Tom at therapy.
He cheated on me, but good thing is I found out he put up barriers, so we're fine. And it's like, well, all right.
He asked me if I wanted to have sex. We haven't had sex, but here we are.
I told him I feel unappreciated. He said nothing. We're basically back to the beginning.
Yay.
Okay. Vale's working. She seems to be doing like okay, but Scheana comes up to help her out a little bit. And then Scheana is like, hey, how did you know about Tiffany and Jax breaking up? And Vale's like, oh, because Jax texted me. And then Vale, I love a receipt. Vale pulls up the text and it says, I am in San Diego at the beach visiting a girl. To which Vale responded, cool. And then Jax said, Tiffany and I just broke up. And Vale's like, why is he like not know how I know this? Dumbass. The receipts. And Sheena's like, yeah, Jax tends to lie. It just happens. But he wants to put his creamer in Vale's coffee.
Oh God, I hated that. But I think this is Vale's first taste of Jax being a dick. So all those stories are kind of coming true. This is why stories are helpful, because then Vale can be like, shit, this is happening to me too now.
Even one of his best friends is like, Jax lies. It happens.
Sucks.
Just be ready. Okay, so now we have a girl hangout. Stassi, Katie, Christina, and Schwartz. This is my favorite part of the episode. And oh my God, because listen up. Meredith never lets me talk about how much I love Jeremy and Jen, but now we get 90 seconds, so I'm going to talk about them. So Jeremy and Jen bring their beautiful little son, Kingston, over because they're dating and they had a baby and it's so cute. And so Stassi gets to babysit Kingston. Oh my God, he's the cutest. They play dress up. It's just, he cries a little bit, but it's okay because like it's fine. And Jen, Jeremy, and Kingston are the best 2015 family.
And next, coffee with Jackson Vale.
Oh, I'd rather talk about Kingston, Jen, and Jeremy, but okay. So Vale actually brought a book because she thought Jax was going to be late, but Jax was there before Vale. So surprise, surprise.
That was cool. Yeah.
He is on his best behavior. Okay, so Jax is going to San Diego for a guy's trip next weekend, and Vale's like, oh, that's fun. You were just in San Diego. And he's like, no, yeah, but I'm going back with my boys.
Going with the guys. Also, we bond over our nose problems.
Oh my
Vale
God.
got her nose cauterized, which Jax has no idea what that means.
He's like, you got it what? And she's like, cauterized. And he's like, what is that? And she's like, I guess it's not a normal word. But then she goes, it's probably from doing too much blow back in the day.
Loved it. I love when people can drop their stuff and like make fun of themselves very subtly.
Jax, good for her.
Jax loves this too.
Yeah, 100%. And Vale's is like, what happened to your nose? And Jax is like, I couldn't breathe.
A deviated septum.
Ugh. So Vale tells Jax that she knows about his reputation, and he's like, listen, Vale, there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, which I agree, but usually the two sides are like evenly far away from the truth. Jax is like a mile away from the truth, while everyone else is like an inch away from the truth. So I don't know, but it's fine.
We get smart Vale again, and she talks about I think she said sociological standpoint of gossip.
Oh my God. I literally just wrote like they're talking about stuff because I wasn't going to stop and like.
And Jax is just like, okay, she's smart.
She's smarter.
We can see the Princeton coming out, which this is why I'm telling you, I think Stassi, we talked about this last episode where Stassi thought Vale was just like this very uppity type of person. I think it's also the way she talks. Not saying people who are very smart can't work at restaurants, but I'm just telling you, like, Vale can give off this persona.
I mean, she's very smart to graduate from Princeton.
Yes.
She just loves the actor life, man. She loves
I'm just saying,
out of her car.
You wouldn't expect her to be a actor working at
This
SUR.
to me comes off more pretentious because Tom Schwartz does this too, where he'll drop big $90 words and I'll be like, what? What?
Yeah, but why she went to Princeton like she's actually educated. She's not like trying to talk down to people.
Not spoiler because I think they mentioned it, but Tom Schwartz actually did graduate college, and I think those two are the only people to have done it.
Stassi did too.
Stassi did. But like to me, it's more pretentious because you and I graduated from college, but we don't sit around and I'm like, Meredith, the socioeconomic state of the world. Like we don't, I'm like,
not socioeconomic, but that's okay.
I'm always like, dude, world's in turmoil. I could easily do it without a $90 word. But Schwartz and Vale keep dropping it. And I'm like, you guys don't have to do that. You know, you're talking to people dumber than you. It's fine. But she is smarter than Jax, which it's not hard to beat. But it's fine. But
Vale also brings up Jax's lie. Mm-hmm. And he tries to explain what happened. But Vale tells him not to make her look like a liar again, which I appreciate this. She, hits the nail right on the head and is like, don't fuck with me that way.
His excuse was, I just didn't want to talk about it right then with Tom and Scheana. You could have just said, I texted her, let's not talk about it. But okay.
This is why I can see how his lies come up all the time now, is he doesn't really want to talk about it in the moment. So he makes up a lie and then the lie just kind of circulates.
Yeah. But now Vale's going to really quick psychoanalyze Jax. And because Jax is talking about how hard his relationship is, and Vale's like, okay, but you need to be happy. So maybe like you need to find someone who enjoys being needed because you seem very needy and you admit it to be needy. So just find someone that matches your personality style, which is not Tiffany. Okay. We met Tiffany once and I can tell you, she doesn't need a needy dude all the time. She can live her own life. She doesn't need you to be around constantly.
This long distance is working for her, but it's not working for Jax. Jax needs somebody there to sleep with him 24/7 too.
Oh, agreed. So now we're at Sir. This is where we find the culprit. James is the one steaming the glasses.
Well, no, James said that Peter told him he needs to start doing it.
I know, but Peter probably knew. He was like,
that sounds like I think that's there's a lot of people who could be doing this, but it's James's turn tonight.
I'm coming at James. He's the only other one we saw.
Oh my God.
And Lisa, so Lisa walks in, and Lisa's like, I'm watching you. Don't fuck it up. And
I want everything 100%. And James is good. He's like, I'll make sure it's 100%.
I got it. So the glasses might be steamed, but James is about to go fuck it up right now because he's about to go ask Tom to talk to him.
Dude, he just said that table would look 100%. He didn't say he'd be 100% employee.
That's Sir. Yeah, great. So James brings up to Tom. He brings up Miami. He doesn't want things to blow up, which was great. And Tom says he just thought they would ignore each other. Which is whatever. Both sides.
I think that's a doable strategy, by the way.
I don't. I think it's going to be a small bachelor party. You're going to ignore this dude the whole time? At least be civil. I think fun.
Oh, yeah. No. I think when Sandoval says, like, we're going to ignore each other, it's like, we're not chatting one-on-one. Like, we can sit at a table and we'll enjoy other people's company. Like, I'm going to be chatting with my friends. And listen, this goes to when Scheana said, you're going to be uncomfortable because James literally says it's going to be the Toms, Jax, and Shay. And James says, and I'm good friends with Shay. So you're going to be uncomfortable because you're not friends with anybody else and you're only friends with the Bachelor. And then
poor Shay's going to be the one uncomfortable.
No, because he'll be so busy with everyone. So when he's talking to the other guys, James is just going to sit there.
But that would be me. If I was Shay, I would be like, I need to go talk to James because he's just by himself.
You'd be like in the moment.
I'm 100% that person. Like even at my birthdays, if I have separate friends, I will go to the one that doesn't know or like knows the least amount of people because they concern me. Like I need everyone to be okay.
I feel like I get in the moment where I like mingle with whoever I'm talking to and it just is happening. But I think that's what would happen with Shay.
I think he'd feel bad. So then James brings up the Jack situation and Tom again is like, those are way different. We get a nice shot of Kristen watching from around the corner. Tom basically tells James that Kristen's a kamikaze pilot. It doesn't matter if she looks bad as long as she makes Tom look bad in the process. Which
is true.
That was the nail on the head right there. James says he doesn't like that Kristen is doing all of this either because he's the boyfriend. And Tom's like, yeah, okay, sorry for you, but you're the one that's dating her. So,
yeah. And he does say he does feel bad for James.
Yeah.
Because Kristen's obsessed with him, which then James gets so furious because I think James likes the idea in the status kind of Kristen brings, unfortunately. just because she does know a lot of people at SUR. She's been there for so long. He kind of gives her a status up, and he gets to be on this show because of her. That he, like, James flips, and now he's like pissed because he's like, listen, Sandoval, like, I'm the one who's actually dating, like, her, like, she's not obsessed with you, like, she's the one. I'm like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. She's screaming my name in bed is basically what it ends with. Which
I hate it.
That's not what we're talking about.
I hate it. Yeah, the problem is Kristen, basically. Yeah.
I don't think Tom was trying to show pity by any means. I just think he was saying, like, no, I feel bad for you too. Like, she is crazy and it affects you too.
Yeah. And they got nothing done. Basically, there was no resolution. But then Tom goes back to the bar and he tells Jax about what happened, and Jax is like, yeah, Kristen's totally coming for you. And then it's like Bloody Mary. She just shows up when her name is spoken. And she is here, and Jax is like, well, now I'm gonna leave because God bless, this girl's crazy. And then Kristen starts yelling at Tom and how Sandoval has cheated on Ariana in Miami, and it is true, and the truth will always prevail. And Tom is like, hi, I didn't do anything. I don't know how many times we can relive this storyline, because like if we're gonna relive this storyline, we need something new, because right now it's just he said.
I need more information. I need other people talking about it. You know, like, this is just stale gossip at this point.
Also, why does it matter? Kristen is not even part of this relationship. She should not care. And Tom basically says that, and he goes, get away from my life. And Kristen then is like, oh my God, Tom, you're so obsessed with me. You care that I'm dating James. And Tom is like, that's the opposite. And Kristen's like, you need to be nice to James. And Tom is like, I actually don't have to be nice to anyone. So you could just move the fuck on.
He really
Kristen.
doesn't.
He does. He fucking isn't doing anything. James is the one approaching him. Kristen's the one approaching him. He is sitting there.
Why are you telling your ex-boyfriend to be nice to your new boyfriend?
I could die. He says, you are crazy, Kristen. And he just gets so mad.
Well, Sandoval tries to, like, walk away too. He's like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is ridiculous.
I go, he brings up Kristen coming over with her tits hanging out. He's like, you come over to me with your tits out.
Green dress with your tits out. Yeah, he does bring that up. It's embarrassing. Could you imagine if your ex-boyfriend was like talking about how he
out your game.
Looked a little slutty.
I figured out your game. Yeah. And then James shows up like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, you need to grow up, Tom. Stop worrying about me. And Tom is like, you both annoy me. And James is like, everything about you annoys me. Your car annoys me. Your hair annoys me. This argument.
Your personality of everything annoys him, apparently.
Unproductive to stupid. Just absolutely
real quick.
Stupid.
James really made it stupid. Like, Kristen was being Kristen, but it wasn't
from crazy to stupid. Like,
yeah,
crazy, and now it's just, and then Kristen again is like, I know Tom cheated on me with at least 5 guys. Why wouldn't he cheat on Ariana? And I'm like, just because he did it to you.
You can't argue with crazy.
Oh my God.
But I can see how much Kristen wants to be with Tom, so she's trying to, like, engage and, like, fight with him, and she still cares, so, like, she wants to fight with him, and you can tell she wants to break up him and Ariana, and I think she wants to swoop back in there, and that's why Kristen is doing that. But the James and your hair's stupid is so dumb.
The part that got me was she's like, obviously he's cheating if he cheated on me. And all I thought about was, are you then cheating on James? Because you cheated pretty hard too in your relationship,
these are the hard-hitting questions I want out of a reunion, which we never
and then
get.
James and Kristen go to the back of SUR, and they're just like, the truth will come out. And
they are egging each other on too. It's just like they're still fighting as if Tom's there.
Okay. It's already insane that Kristen cares about, like, this Miami rumor. It is even stupider that James cares. Get out.
I think James is so insecure because his girlfriend gives so many shits about her ex-boyfriend. So, like, in a way, he wants to like push him down because it probably makes him feel better.
You know how people say, I just want my ex to be happy? Kristen does not want that. And no matter how many times she's like, I just want Tom to be happy, just not with Ariana. No, this bitch does not want Tom happy with anyone. Anyone
with herself.
Dating.
She wants Tom happy with her. That's what she wants.
That's true. Well, thank God it ended on such a high note. Next time on Vanderpump Rules, we are 1 month away from the wedding. Scheana invites Katie to the bachelorette party. Scheana and Stassi go out to lunch. We get a boys trip in San Diego. Jax gets some because Jax possibly fucked the shit out of a girl in a bathroom.
Ugly ass girl, apparently.
And he's denying it. Dun, dun, dun. See, like,
I need some good gossip that like has some facts and some timelines backed up. Like, it either did or didn't happen on this trip in San Diego. Like,
these are already the things where everyone in this preview was like, Jax, you're gonna tell me you didn't fuck this girl? And Jax is like, no. And I was thinking, I'm like, he probably did. Like, just me being like, Jax cannot not
I know,
lie.
but I
like,
want to see them out. Like, did the cameras catch them?
I don't know. Okay, should we accept and block?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know who I want to accept. I don't know who I want to block. Everyone was nothing more than mediocre to me. That's how I feel.
I know. Okay, I think I know who I'll accept.
Oh, I think I know who I want to accept too. Okay, go.
Okay. I'm accepting Vale. I feel like she's right in the middle. Is this who you want?
Yeah, we'll just do two. We'll just throw in whenever we want. Okay, go.
I think she's right in the middle. Really great without like ostracizing either side. Mm-hmm. I think it's great to listen to what the Jax haters have to say. But yes, Jax has not done anything to you. Also, I think she handled coffee really well. It seems like Vale doesn't want a relationship. It seems like she does want friends, though, and she's willing to have like flirty banter with Jax, which I think is fun. Like, you need something to get through the day.
She seems smart enough, even without all the warnings. She doesn't seem like the type of girl to like fall for Jax's shit. You know, she's just here. She's just chilling. Even from the beginning, she wasn't like, "Ooh, Jax is really cute." She's like, "He seems nice," and like whatever. So I appreciate that about Vale. She can keep her pants on because Jax somehow has like this magic potion. Probably roofies that makes girls take their pants.
Oh fuck!
It's probably not roofies. I'm sorry.
I think Jax can like flirt pretty well and has some good banter, and she's enjoying it. But like the way that coffee went, I loved it.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I love how even with 3 girls coming at her and saying that Jax is bad, Jax is bad, Jax is bad, she's like, that's great, but I'm going to make my own decision about the people I want to hang out with. And I also appreciate this because, like, opposite of Scheana wants so badly to be in this group. She wants so badly to be liked, where I feel like Vale really doesn't care. Like, she's going to live her life. She has her own thing going. And, like, if you want to be a part of it, that's great. And if you don't, like, no skin off Vale's back. And
she's like, okay, cool. Jax sucks. I won't get that close with him.
She's like a more bubbly Ariana, where she's going to do her own thing, and anyone who wants to join the bandwagon can, and anyone who doesn't can get the fuck out.
She's super independent and can chit chat with anyone.
Yeah. And I appreciate a passionate person. Even if you're living in squalor, if you're passionate about what you do, that's fine, because I work in accounting, and is anyone passionate about accounting? No. So, like, whatever. I appreciate it. I like it. Oh, okay. Who are we blocking? Everyone. I'm going to block everyone.
I mean...
Russell, the creepy producer. I'm just kidding.
Okay. I think this is going to be kind of a dark horse because I'm just over James and Kristen, and I don't even want to put energy towards them.
Okay.
I'm going to block Jax because I hate people who like need to just tell the world shit for attention, and I feel like that's what he did with this dumb ass "me and Tiffany broke up" text chain. And it seems like he texted a lot of people because he was like bored and not getting the attention he wanted from Tiffany. When in reality, kind of how you explained, Tiffany was probably busy with work, and Jax just assumes that's a breakup. And I really just especially don't like that he like shoots Vale that text. Like, you're already bored and needy. Like, and what if Vale was also in like San Diego or something? Like, he would have slept with her.
Yeah. It really wasn't even true, which is another, like, you're just an idiot.
And he didn't even say that. He didn't even be like, oh, sorry, I jumped the gun. We ended up fixing it. Like,
he just wanted Vale to think he was single. Yeah. He was like willing the breakup so he could date Vale.
Or he just really wanted the attention that night from his friends. And it seems like nobody really gave it to him until the next day. And he was like, I'm over this.
I appreciate how Tom Schwartz, we didn't talk about this, but Tom Schwartz wasn't at that hangout. And it might be because he was hanging out with Katie and he was told no bro outs. No bro outs.
We're not supporting Jax.
So Tom Schwartz
probably got it. Can't come. I think Kristen, Scheana, Sandoval,
Schwartz,
Vale. I bet Schwartz got it. Did Lisa got one? Like
Peter definitely probably got one.
Like Lordy.
Peter doesn't seem like the type to care though. Like Jax would be like, Tiffany and I broke up, and Peter would be like, okay.
He probably doesn't even have his number.
I'm working right now. Sorry. Who is this? New number. Who dis? Okay. I'm gonna block James.
Okay.
I know a lot of it is Kristen is poisoning his mind, in my opinion, but this dude is so.
But be strong like Vale. Be strong like Vale.
Yeah. This dude is so fucking aware that his girlfriend is in love with someone else. He even said it last episode, kind of, where he's like, I wish Kristen would not go over to Tom's and we could live one day without talking about Tom, but we can't. And he's like getting involved in the drama to bond with Kristen, which I'm just
to like get Kristen's attention. And he thinks he has Kristen's attention when she's bitching about Sandoval to him.
It's not. I kind of feel bad for him because he's 22, but then in this episode, he had to have the conversation with Tom and he just played it wrong. And then he came in and made a bad argument even worse. And just the whole, like, he loses his cool. Like, when you're a bitch, you can't just, hey, Meredith, your hair's stupid and your face is stupid. And it's like, shut up.
We talk about good arguments all the time. Yeah, like being a good arguer. And he is a terrible one.
Yeah.
I think it is James's age, but I just need him to have some self-respect.
I think it is too.
Pick him up by the bootstraps and know he's a cool person and he could have just as much status in the group if he was just friends with Sandoval.
I think it's his age and I think it's his want to be involved in this group and this show.
But he played it wrong. He played it wrong. Teaming up with Kristen, he should have just been friends with Sandoval and it all could have been fine.
He should have tried to date Stassi. Okay, if you're going to get Stassi was the single one.
Stassi was already in New York, and no, that would never work.
No, because Stassi was around last season when James was at the photo shoot. That's when James should have planted
Stassi would never.
Ooh, I'm so shipping that right now.
That would never
Stassi and James, baby. I love it. I'm shipping it. That's my fan. I'm going to write fanfic about it.
Didn't you once say you were good at matching people up?
I wanted Christina Kelly and James. Because of that hot ass
see a little bit more. I could see that a little bit more.
And I wanted.
He's too young for some of these people. Like, remember, Kristen's like 35 now.
Oh my god, probably.
I think she's like 32.
She's old. She's not old, actually. My 30s are slowly encroaching on me, so she's not.
Yeah, but
old.
when like you have a 21-year-old, 22-year-old,
it's a big difference. It's a big difference. I probably couldn't even date a 21-year-old, and I'm 26. So
could you imagine?
No, I couldn't. But okay, yay. This was great. Okay, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. By the time you're listening to this, there's so much on there. It'll be worth $1, I promise you. Follow us on Instagram, join our Facebook group. I think that's it. Listen to our new Summer House podcast called Summer is Fun. Summer is fun. Just like Kyle Cook said. Well, kind of. A little off, but okay. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Alicia and Meredith. We love you more than a bottle of vodka.